So good morning, lovelies. Lovely morning, lovely and bright and sunny. And it's wonderful to just sort of get on the mat. Start wherever you want to, lying down or seated. You choose, depending on how your body's feeling. And let's just take a few moments just to kind of connect with how we're feeling today. How are we feeling physically? How we're feeling emotionally? Whether we can ever sort of link the two with, if we have any ailments or little niggles that appear in our body. If you have got injury or you're still recovering, just being aware of Satya and Himsa, the first of the yamas, which is truth and non-harm. So it's something we practice on the mat, but obviously yoga is something, it's a lifestyle. It's not just on the mat, it's something we live our lives by. So truth to ourselves and non-harm, non-violence to our body and ourselves. Check in with your breath. Let's just close our eyes for a moment and tune into the quality of your breath, whether it feels laboured, whether the chest feels tight and compressed, or whether it feels lovely and free and open. And again, our body often reflects what's going on inside. With no judgment, just purely observe yourself today. And maybe deepen the breath a little to the belly. And I'd like you in your mind just to say something very nice to yourself. Whether it is, I am beautiful, I am loving, I am a valued part of my family. Just think of something really nice because it will put an internal smile on you. And we all need that. So take a moment just to root down. Send your roots down into Mother Earth. Releasing anything that no longer serves you, whether it's a habit, a belief, a thought, a toxic relationship. Release these ideas. Take up through these roots anything that you need. And then if you're lying down, we're going to just draw our knees in. Come into a nice little rock. And then join me seated for a meditation. Get comfortable, either on your meditation cushions, cross-legged, or however you wish to sit. Sometimes if you're feeling uncomfortable and you just want to lean up against a wall, that's fine too. We'll do mindfulness of breath. So dropping down our consciousness through the 4 stages of counting the out breath, counting the in breath, dropping the count, and then really focusing on being mindful of our breath, which usually takes about 5 minutes, but I'll put the timer on. And then we'll rest the hands, Dhyana Mudra. If, as you sit here, you just need a little kind of cushion on your lap to rest the hands, that's always nice and comfortable, or something across the knees. Just get comfortable here. So close the eyes, relax, and we'll begin. Start counting the out breath 1 to 10. Relax your face and shoulders. Don't rush the breath. After 10 out breaths, counting the in-breath now. Don't rush, let the breath be lovely and long. After 10, release the counting in your mind and just focus on the breath. And now really paying attention to everything involved with the breath. Feeling around the nostrils, expansion of your rib cage, the temperature of your breath. And just become conscious of the next 2 breaths. And then when you're ready, blinking your eyes open, coming back into the room. 5 minutes. Lovely little practice. That's something we could do every day, all of us. Just take yourself off. Don't even have to put a timer on. If you just sort of follow the sequence of those little 4 parts, it's really, it times itself really. Okay, so we're going to come into butterfly. Nice gentle hip opening pose. So pop your cushions aside, we'll use them later. Listen to your body. If you don't normally, but you do need support under your legs today, please take it. How do you feel through your back? And your neck and your shoulders? Does anything feel different? And just gradually allow yourself to surrender into this lovely pose. Relaxing inner thighs, awareness around the outer hips. Notice if you're tense in the upper back and around your shoulders and neck. Connecting with your breath gives us that opportunity in every moment to just be very aware. Observing your mind. See if you can stay with the thoughts that you're having in this very moment. Being curious about why you're having these very thoughts. Notice if you feel relaxed or if there's still any stress in the body. Following your breath. Just take one more look around your body from head to toe where you might have tensed up a little. We'll take a few more breaths. And then gently coming out. How did that pose feel? What did you learn from it? Let's have that view each pose we come into today. What have we learned from it? What have we discovered about our body? So as always, just find a lovely neutral spine. Where do you feel the chi? Just keep checking in with whether you are actually relaxed through the back muscles. And just enjoy, perhaps consciously being aware of breathing to your belly. When we do this, it really engages the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. It's what allows our body to be relaxed, not stressed. Happy hormones, not stress hormones flooding our body. If you were to breathe up into the collarbone area, shallow breaths, we know that would engage the stress and the sympathetic nervous system. So breathing to the belly induces this parasympathetic. Let's draw the knees in, one at a time, being careful as we do this with our lower back and feeling a gentle engagement in our belly. Nice rock from side to side, sway, or little circles. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? So we're going to roll up and come into swan today. So a nice stretch through the legs. If you've got knee issues, just being very careful, being a bit more supportive, using more padding and support around you. But we'll start with the right leg coming forward, bending at the knee, and the left leg extended back. Use a cushion under your buttock. Not only does this sort of help you ease into the pose, but it kind of encourages us to keep the hips nice and squarely forward rather than rolling to one side. So I often like to start here with the arms lengthened and just settling in. Come into this pose with a curiosity that it may not feel the same as all the other times we've done it. Try and relax the belly as we breathe. You'll start to soften through the buttock, thigh and hip. And then when you're ready, come down onto your elbows if you wish. Use a block for your head if you want to. Or just let the head relax forward, releasing into your neck. If you want to come forward and bring the head down and stretch the arms out, be my guest. I prefer it here. Again, trying not to rock to one side. Every now and then just come back to the area of the hip and the buttocks and the thighs and relaxing muscles. Just take a look at the breath and whether your abdomen is tight, the muscles are tight as you breathe. And keep letting go wherever you can. Belly breaths. Keep letting go whenever you find that you've tensed up. And then we'll take one more lovely long deep breath. Gently lifting your head, nice and slowly, and coming up. Come into a nice Shavasana. And as you just sort of release that right leg, it feels all lovely, tingly where we've been compressed. That swan pose is really a good one for all of the meridians that run through our legs. So the liver and the gallbladder, the kidneys and the bladder are linked, and then the stomach and the spleen channels, which are linked as well. Where can you feel some coolness in your body? Maybe inner thighs, possibly even the front of your body, the chest, ribs, belly. And then as it fades, let's draw our knees in. Little hug. Bring the head up if you want to, just a bit more of a back stretch here. And then rolling up, we'll come into the other side. Again, with that kind of open curiosity of, I wonder how our body will respond. Will we feel anything different, new? What emotions are we going to feel when we're in this pose? Hopefully not how long are we here and frustration. So beginning wherever you want to, lifted, support the buttock. Throughout your pose, you can also kind of inquire within whether you like the pose, whether you start off disliking it. It takes a while for everything to relax, and then maybe there is a little bit of a openness to it, or a starting to actually quite enjoy the feelings. So there's a whole journey of feelings within these poses as well. Come onto elbows if you wish. Relaxing the front of your body as you breathe. Relaxing arms, forearms and wrists. So one more breath and we'll gently come out. Coming onto your mat. Nice deep breaths. And just checking in with how you're feeling. Finding the flow of chi and prana through your legs and body. And when you're ready, bringing our knees in. Have a lovely little rock. Even in this position, you might be able to sort of just feel a little bit of a difference around the hips, thighs. So I'd like to come into banana because it's a lovely gentle pose. If you're still being very careful of your tummy, then just take this nice and easily. So as we're lying here already, we're just going to shuffle our feet over to the lower right corner. Bring the right foot over your left ankle. Just adjust your buttocks just to get more comfortable, and then just ever so gently shifting the shoulders to the top right so that we're getting this nice stretch through the left side of our waist. Again, you all know your own bodies, so just being mindful of to what degree you want to come into this pose. You can bring your arms overhead if you want to. That does encourage a bit more of a stretch, especially through the lats of the body. If you're happy, you can come into cactus pose. You're going to enjoy more of a sensation across the upper arms, or if you're happy with your arms down by your side. This is where I will be today. You can place your head wherever you wish, upwards, to the side. And this is a really nice pose for your gallbladder. Very linked with decision making. So if you're finding it hard to make a decision, or you've been very rash normally in decisions, just encouraging it to be balanced. As you breathe deeply to your belly, notice if you're tense in your lower back and the sides of your waist. Following your thoughts, just bring your mind back if you're drifting off. Just checking in through your buttocks, whether they're tight. And if the pose has sort of felt easy, just see if you want to move a little bit more into it. If you want to make it stronger, you can swap the feet, cross the legs over the different way. And the way we are curved into this, we are stimulating Ida, the feminine aspects of ourselves. So as we lie here, we can tune into what we consider the feminine energies, perhaps our nurturing side, our calm and cool side, the side that takes rest. Linked with the moon and water. Our inner goddess. With one more breath, we'll just gently uncross our feet. Just move your legs back into that central position in your shoulders. Just let your spine reset into a nice neutral alignment, feeling whatever you feel, certainly through your left side of the body. Enjoying the breath coming to the belly. And then if you want to, I'm going to actually hug the knees in here for a moment, just to release the sensation that we felt from that one side of banana. Have a little rock. I always like to kind of move the body and come into the other side with a sort of a fresh mind. So let's take our legs down, over to the left foot over the right. Again, just adjust the sort of buttocks, lower back, and then we will bring our shoulders to the top left. And again, as always, Satya and Ahimsa, being mindful of the level to which you want to stretch. One side might have a lot more flexibility than the other. So listening to how this side feels. Let's relax the sides of the waist and the lower back and buttocks. And again, choose where you'd like your arms to be. Following your breath. And as you follow your breath, noticing where it moves a little bit more in your body, perhaps that fanning sensation into your right side. Check in with your thoughts. What's your internal dialogue now? Does your heart feel loving, or are you shut down a little today? Where are you? So as we take this particular position, we're stimulating Pingala, which is the right nadi or channel, or similar to meridian, masculine one. So we can just consider as we lie here our side of us that is connected with the sun, taking action and being motivated. The analytical side of ourselves, linked with heat and warmth, the sun. Just keep checking through whether your body has found some tension somewhere. Relax through your waist, both sides. Are your wrists and hands relaxed? Back of the neck and your face? And then gently we'll take one more breath. In your own time, just find your shoulders coming back into centre. Uncross your legs, come back to neutral spine. How do you feel? Just be with yourself for a moment. Explore the physical side of you, the subtle body energy side, so any chi moving, how you feel through your chakras. Notice the emotional side of yourself. What feeling can you pinpoint at this moment in time? And spiritually, whether you feel connected to your source, the universe, to yourself. Is there a lovely, light, open feeling within? Gently we'll draw our knees in. Again, another opportunity for a little loving hug to yourself. We've got to love ourselves first and foremost before we could love others. If we don't understand love for ourselves, how can we truly love another? We have to know it, feel it within. So just gently roll up. We'll kind of come into bench. So a very gentle back bend. Now, some of you may not be comfortable with really stretching the belly. So rather than a pillow, perhaps a very low blanket. Something that just encourages a little openness in the chest, but it isn't taking a stretch into the front of the body. So listen to your body, whatever you feel is comfortable. So if it's a cushion or a little blanket, let's just lie back. If it feels too flat to start with, you can just roll a blanket over again. Taking a cushion or the blanket slightly further away from your body will not encourage, you won't be stretching so much through the belly and through the lumbar spine. It's actually a little bit more the thoracic, so a bit higher up. So find where you want to be. If this pose doesn't suit you at all, please choose something else that does feel better for you. It's your practice. Let your body guide you. And how does this feel? Often a very lovely, supportive, nurturing pose, this one. And I always like to try and imagine the heart chakra with doors and it's opening up. However you started your practice, whether you felt a bit closed-hearted, just take this opportunity to feel safe enough to open the doors of your heart, allowing love and compassion in as well as out. Perhaps a very gentle or a little visualization here. Go into the room of your heart and maybe give somebody that you dearly love a big hug. Just for these few minutes that we're in this pose. Allow whatever emotions come up to come through you, move through you. It's often very welcome when we feel safe enough in these poses to allow something that may be very buried to come up. Surround any situation you're finding difficult with love. Even if that isn't the first response you would normally give something challenging. Are you comfortable within yourself in this very moment? Is it comfortable to be you? And we're going to take one lovely long breath. And then gently supporting yourself, lift your head and then your body. Take the cushion or the little blanket away, pop it to the side, come down. Let's just have a few moments here to feel the difference. And then drawing your knees in, choose how you want to relax, seated or lying down. So let's come into the last part where we can take some time to relax. Get yourself lovely and warm. Even if you're warm already, maybe just getting cozy with some soft fabric. The relaxation is just as important as your poses. If you can, allow yourself this time just to, without any agenda, just lie there, sit there and just be. Don't worry about the time. You don't have to think how long you have. Just allow yourself to be in this space. Take a few deep breaths just to relax your body. Have a little scan from head to toe. It's nice to just perhaps almost a little comparison with how you started your practice and how you feel now on a physical and an emotional level and mentally. Let's have a little practice in visualization as you lie here. Without rationalizing or trying to create from where we are in this particular time and moment in time, I'd like yourself to visualize yourself where you would like to be in 5 years' time. Try not to think about where you are now and how you might get there. Put all that aside. We're at point A and point B is 5 years. Where would you like to be? Where would your home be? What would your morning look like? What would you do throughout the early part of your day? What kind of food would you want to be eating if you were your best self? Can you imagine where you would be sitting having breakfast or a morning tea? Would you be rushing or taking life in your stride? What conversations would you be having with other people and yourself? And then what would your afternoon leading into the evening look like for you? Would your life feel purposeful? Will you be doing something you love or that is valued and serving others? At the end of your day, are you tired and depleted, or are you somewhat uplifted and still vibrant? Come the end of this day, what could you imagine that you can take from it that was joyful? Whether it be conversations with loved ones or friends, what fills you? What fills your soul? So just have a few more minutes just to visualize yourself 5 years from now, how you would love it, how you would like it to be. So you can gently just maybe play and let this idea roll around in your mind throughout the rest of your day, coming back to it when you have a few quiet moments of how you would like your future self to be. And just imagine like a child would, trying to make it very clear on a day in your life. What would it be like? What would it feel like more? So when you're ready, just enjoy a few deep breaths and start to move fingers and toes. Trying to keep this picture in your mind, even if you can visualize it almost like a picture or a movie, you can always come back to that. Gently stretching now, hugging knees in or stretching the arms behind you. Take your time. Feeling good. And then when you're ready, you can just roll up to seated, nice and slowly. Take a few moments just to sort of ground yourself again and let the head settle. Coming back into your day, feeling better than before. And then we can bring our hands to heart center, lovelies. Om Shanti. Namaste.